Hello. Good morning, if it's morning, for you. Um, Hi Leo. I damn, I knew I forgot about something. I don't have my drawing pad in front of me yet. Oops. There we go. Um, but yeah, good morning. It's time for stuff. I don't know. Adoptober is no more. What am I, what? What am I guessing? What's going on, Leo? Um, a moment. Oh wow, you did? That's actually awesome. I haven't gotten a chance yet. I had like no motivation over the weekend. I really want to see it. I want to see your renditions of Stream Clan. That's actually really exciting. I want to draw them too. I'm just trying to decide if I want to do more clan gen streams or if I want to make them into videos. Um, Maybe I'll do a poll or something. I don't know. Um, but anyway, uh, what we're doing here today, since Adoptober is no more, it is now November. We're gonna do some art of my guys and other random stuff. Um, Today's plan, the plan I had for my first real stream. Hi Ash. Um, my plan for my first real stream in November was I was gonna work on my Fates Aligned protagonists, but um, it just so happens that I am getting an AMV commission for a character, and so I'm going to be working on ref sheets for the characters that'll show up. I need to decide if there are more characters that I want to add to it. There are a few more characters in the scene that I'm thinking about, but either way. Plus, I'll get to talk about my sillies, my guys. Strider and Ruffleshine. Let me just look up. I just need to find out how to make these guys animation friendly. I'm I'm going for more of an animatic style, but hi, Icy Drift. Anyway, let me get started. I'm gonna scroll through Art of Brightheart forever. We're gonna start with Strider. Actually, maybe I should start with Ruffleshine. He's gonna be a million times easier because he doesn't have scars and accessories to worry about. We're gonna start with Ruffleshine. I lied. He is the less interesting of the two, in terms of lore. Strider has a metric ton of trauma, and Ruffleshine's mostly just a normal guy who happens to like scary men, you know. Let me just give me a second to look at something. And I'm trying to decide if this will be his like final design or if I want to add anything to it. I do like this design though. I probably won't change it too much. Might change this like the lightest color. Oh, fun! Cannibal OCs. Those are always fun. I'm quickly realizing I don't have all that much for Ruffle. He's just like a normal guy, really. He is a Runnel Clan cat, born and raised. He's friendly, he's kind. He is friends with, what is their name? Give me a moment. He's friends with, I mean, a lot of his clan, but he's pretty close friends with Amberdrop and Spotted Clover. Speaking of Amberdrop, I have to show. Look what I got. Look what I got. I commissioned Peppermint Moss on Tumblr for this pretty lady. I love her. I cannot wait to draw her. Um, she's just, I can't say anything other than I love her. Um, anyway, where was I? He's friends with Amber Drop, who I just showed you, and Spotted Clover, who is Amber Drop's sister. And member of the Dating a Rogue group. But that'll be for a different time. Ruffle has gone through his biggest thing. He's not a great judgment of character. He has definitely fallen in with the wrong crowds before. He also hasn't had the greatest dating track record. Which a lot of Runnel Clan is a bit more aggressive. Just because Runnel Clan is technically the smallest of the clans, the clan territories. Why are my eyes so big? I don't know what's happening with my art lately. I think I've just been doing too much of it lately. But yeah, not a great track record with mates. He had a mate who was going down the wrong path. I don't have that entirely figured out yet. This ear is too big. I need to focus. And things seem no different when he is out on a solo patrol. He's mostly just wandering the forest and planning to go fishing. And he sees through the trees a black cat with a skull mask, and he is extremely intrigued by this stranger. And he can't help but watch what he's doing. because he's also a little nosy. And like the stranger doesn't do anything weird. He's just mostly standing there. But that is like their first interaction. After that, when Ruffle sees the stranger again, he can't stop himself from going over to talk to him. Which the other cat finds extremely odd because he knows how territorial the clans are. But yeah, they officially meet. Strider and Ruffle officially meet, and then I don't know, Ruffle, these are also things that are not as defined in my head. I haven't worked too much on how they actually like get together. But Strider does keep ending up in Runnel Clan territory. And it's eventually discovered that it's for a certain reason. And I'll talk about that reason when I get to Strider's stuff. But eventually, the two realize that they really like each other. But then Strider confesses that he is one of the rogues that have been terrorizing the clans lately. And he breaks it off with Ruffleshine, who is a little too chill with the fact that his boyfriend is a murderer, but you know, it's fine. I'm sorry, as I'm talking, I'm realizing how much of this story is... Strider is the most important cat in this relationship. Unfortunately, I'm very sorry, Ruffleshine, but you are just a guy who's got some weird taste. But they separate, and at this point, the like main plot will have gotten going. So Um, oh, what am I drawing? I'm really just drawing, I'm trying to draw like a reference sheet for Ruffleshine, which is why it looks pretty close to what is already here, and it's just going to be a default pose to make it easier. It's for animation, so I'm trying not to make it too difficult. Make sure things are easily seen. So given the dynamic pose is a bit of a break. What was I talking about? Right. So, the main plot at this point is underway. Snake Hiss, Viper Strike, and Silk Moon are off to go find a new home for the clans. But Ruffleshine doesn't care about that. He is sulky. He's sulking around because, his murderer boyfriend broke up with him. But they do end up running into each other again. No, they don't. That was a lie. That doesn't happen until after the big event. They don't end up running into each other again. I just love lying. Until a big plot point, is, and I will, again, get more into this, when I talk about Strider, but, fire. Fire is a big thing in this story. The rogues are centered around fire, and one of the big scenes in this story is that, as a kind of next to last ditch effort to push out the clans, Carrion's rogues light them on fire. They start a fire. And Ruffle is one of the cats to get kind of stuck in the fire. He doesn't, he tries to escape, but he's trapped. Luckily, he is rescued by Viper Strike, and while this is happening, as soon as Strider sees the fire, he was already starting to distance himself from the rogues, but that is hard to do when your father is the leader of the group. But he is off to go find Ruffleshine, and he does find Ruffleshine, but like after the fire is over and he is kind of hurt. And Strider feels really bad about that, but everything ends up being mostly good, mostly fine. And they have a talk, and they realize that Strider is leaving the rogue group. The rogue group is not his family anymore, really. He's not as fluffy as he was in the original version. No! Excuse me while I fluff up my boy. But yeah. That's like, no. So they have a heart-to-heart, and they talk about things, and a big part of the story is that Strider doesn't take off his like skull mask. Due to some trauma, you know. But he finally allows Ruffle to take his mask off, and that's like a big thing. And then a war is on. So they go and they finally defeat the rogues, and on Ruffle's side of the story, it's a happy ending. They fight the rogues, they win, and then they go to their new home. It's not quite as simple on Strider's side, who I think I'm gonna start talking about, mostly because I'm pretty much finished with Ruffle's side of the story. He doesn't do as much, even within the actual like story, he really is just a dude. I'm gonna take a second to look at I want to make this look kind of like a map reference. I'm just trying to decide what all I will need. I think this is mostly fine. I'll probably have something about his paws. I think this looks mostly good. Bye, Leo. Thank you for watching. And have a good day. Yeah, Ruffleshine is just... his whole everything is just going to be a little... he is going to be very simple. I'll have to have... a height chart. Probably, since these two, are seen next to each other. Anyway, I will, while I'm working on the lining and coloring for Ruffle, I guess I'll get into Strider. Let me just think about where I want to start. So, Strider is a rogue through most of the story. He is part of the group that terrorizes the clans. He was born in Carrion's rogue group to his father, Carrion, and his mother, who doesn't actually have a name yet. It's probably something, I don't know, I like Luciana or something. I'll figure it out. She is not important because she is not very present in Strider's life. She is not Carrion's mate. Carrion was told he wouldn't have a mate. Actually, I think it'll make a little more sense if I go into the lore of Carrion's rogues. So Carrion's rogues that need a name, I just have not sat down to think of anything yet. But anyway, they worship fire. They have fire keepers who know how to make and control fire. They have like a little fire pit that they keep, that the whole group keeps. But the fire keepers are the watchers of that fire pit. And the fire keepers are essentially medicine cats in terms of their role. They quote unquote speak to the fire, and tell what the fire, I guess, prophesizes. It's both hard to explain and something I don't have I don't have it, like, completely figured out yet. But anyway, the reason why Carrion does not have a mate is because the fire said that he wouldn't. The fire also said that he would not have kin, but Carrion likes to Carrion decided he didn't have to listen to that. So he chooses someone to bear his kits, and they do. And he gets one little kit out of it. He gets Strider. He wanted to name Strider something death related or fire related. But that did not work out. So, because his mother named him Strider, and the fire approved. So, Carrion relented and called his son Strider. Like a moon or two later, the group finds an abandoned kit, who Carrion takes in because of his unique markings. And another bit of lore is that firekeepers all have, at the very least, unique face markings that kind of look fiery. So, this kit had fiery face markings, as well as the marking is also on his legs. Other than that, he's like either pitch black or brown. I haven't designed this guy yet. Either way, so it was clear that this kit was sent to them to be the next firekeeper. And the original plan was to name him clearly after fire, since he would be raised only for that role. He would not be considered for any other role in the group. But because Carrion adopted him, quote unquote, I guess no, he actually did adopt him. Carrion decided, this is my new son. I'm gonna name him what I wanted to name my old son. Or his current son. And he gives the kit the name Carcass. Carcass and Strider grow up as brothers. Um, and I I have this in the description, but I'm going to say it verbally right here, right now. Um, Strider's story is pretty abusive. Um, and I'm going to talk about it in some form of detail as long as YouTube doesn't strike me down. Um, but I'm going to be talking about parental abuse in some form of detail. So if you are uncomfortable with that, I would probably leave. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it really. I don't know how I'd censor myself. Really, I could do it, but it would take it just I can't really censor myself. So again, if you are uncomfortable with that, I would leave now. And if you have to, thank you for watching. Anyway, Carcass and Strider are raised as brothers. And they treat each other like brothers. Though Strider is much more okay with the groups. He's much more accepting of what the group does than Carcass. He is essentially trained to attack first, attack when told. And when he hesitates or when he disobeys, he is punished. One of those punishments was having to go interact with a dog. He went into a two-leg yard that they knew a dog was there. And he was told he could not run, he could not leave. He was supposed to fight this dog. And that is where he got his face scar. And both of Carrion's sons had to go through this. This like extreme training that insubordination led to punishments. Carcass had his head stuck really close to the flame enough times that he's got a spot on his nose that no longer grows fur. He's got like a permanent burn scar on his nose. And Strider, though I will not do it for this version of his design, he is covered in scars. He was made to fight groups of his den mates. um, or his group mates. He was made to fight random wildcats that the group would come across. He would fight with wild animals. He would be told to take down like foxes and stuff. So he is like covered in injuries. And Carcass at some point has had enough. He was not born here, and he doesn't understand why he should have to deal with all of this training for something he doesn't even want to do. Because he doesn't want to be a firekeeper. So, at one point, when they are both in their early adulthood, so they're probably maybe 13, 14 moons old, Carcass, half jokingly asks Strider if, or tells Strider they should run away from the group. They should leave and not come back, and just live their life free of the rogues. And Strider, part of him knows he knows that's not possible. He knows how his father is, and that, if either of them left, he would find them. So Strider immediately tries to shut that idea down. And they kind of leave their talk at that. But about a moon or two later, just as Leaf Bear is starting, there's no snow on the ground, but it's getting really cold. Carcass leaves in the middle of the night. He doesn't tell anyone that he's leaving, and he especially does not tell Strider that he's leaving. He leaves in the middle of the night. And his story eventually leads him to the clans, but that'll be for something different. Anyway, once Strider realizes that his friend has left, things take a turn. Because, of course, as soon as Carrion realizes that their new firekeeper is gone and no one knows where he went, he gets extremely upset. And the entire group pretty much suffers for what Carcass had done, which was really not much. He just left the group he was not born in. But either way, things get bad for a while. The environment is pretty hostile until, like, a day or so later, Carcass, his path was discovered, like, where he left. So, Carrion packs up the rogues, and they start to follow, where Carcass had gone. Actually, no, they don't find Carcass's, okay, see ya, Icy Drift. Sorry, all my stuff is jumbled in my head. But so, they don't leave right away. They discover, eventually, someone finds out where Carcass went. And the group leaves to go find him. And they discover the clans. They do not know that Carcass is part of the clans. But they do know he went this way. I'll write my lore down. Nightmare Ash, I don't either. Why it's jumbled is because it's all coming directly from my head out. So I forget details, or I misremember details. Which is why this is so, jumbled. This is about the most, this is the most I'm gonna get for at least a while of my lore, my story stuff being written down in any form. It's not even written down, it's just a form that is not in my head. Anyway, so they discover the clans, and with that, they discover that this territory is pretty nice. It's got plenty of food, and it's a wide expanse, and the rogues decide that they're gonna stay here, for the time being, until they get some other lead on where Carcass has gone. But as they settle down, and begin ravaging clan territory and taking all its food, this is about where no, they don't meet till later. This is about where the group discover the clans. They fully assumed that, of course, no one was living in this, like, awesome place. Why would they? We're here. And they discover that the clans exist, and Carrion is not about it. He is like, why are there people in our place? Son, get them out of here. And so Strider, along with a few other cats in the group, they're tasked with fighting with the clan cats, and getting rid of the clan cats, pretty much. And they definitely do a number on the clans, who were already suffering from a bad leaf bear. And this is where Strider and Ruffleshine meet. Strider is in Runnel Clan territory, looking around. He's mostly just trying to hunt. Ruffleshine didn't notice that, though. He was too busy looking at Skullcat. Oh my god, I got this far and I realized I never explained why he's wearing a skull. Or why he's wearing bones. Wow, no one's here. Lovely. Anyway. I may actually split this into two. Work on Ruffleshine today and Strider tomorrow. Where I'll probably repeat all of what I'm saying right now. But, yeah. Sorry, I just realized I'm literally talking to no one. I was a little too focused on what I was talking about. I'm really embarrassed. I will continue talking, because what else is there to do? I'll keep the mask to tomorrow. I'll just continue with where I was. Anyway, Strider and Ruffleshine quote-unquote meet. It's mostly just Ruffleshine seeing Strider. And Strider does not notice Ruffle the first time they run into each other. He does the second time. And he gets out of there, because, I mean, if Ruffleshine were to confront him, he would have no choice but to fight Ruffleshine, and he was not in the mood to do that. And then the third time they run into each other is when Ruffle goes to introduce himself. And give me a moment. Let me see if I have. Yes. Awesome. Okay, awesome. What was I? But yeah, yeah. Strider at this point is still loyal to Carrion's rogue group and to Carrion. And sorry, I've lost my momentum. But he continues to meet up with Ruffleshine until in one of their meetups, Ruffle talks about the rogues that have been terrorizing the clans, and he talks about not in super detail, but he does talk about how the clans have been suffering. And Carrion pretty much, or Carrion? No, Strider pretty much has a mental freak out because he didn't really realize that the clans were actively suffering with the rogues being there. Like, he didn't ever think about it, really. It was just, we like this place, so we're doing it, or we're staying here, and him going along with it. Ruffle is almost done. Let me look. His design is symmetrical, so I probably don't have to add any kind of anything special to show, like, whatever. His design's symmetrical, it doesn't really matter. I don't really have to add a second body. I just need to add little feet. Whoops. Wrong color. Also wrong color, what the hell? But yeah, Strider realizes that his group has been messing with the clan's way of life, and it is actively destroying the cat that he has gotten to know. And so he decides that it would be better if they did not interact anymore. So he breaks up with Ruffle, essentially. Yeah. He breaks up with Ruffle, and he becomes more disobedient to his father. Until eventually, like I talked about in Ruffle's part of the story, the fire happens, and he decides that his indecision is not great. So perfect. It's essentially what I talked about with Ruffle. Sorry, I'm getting close to the end of this. But yeah, you know what? I will talk more about Strider, and I'll go into deeper depth with his story tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you for watching. I always appreciate it. And I will see everyone tomorrow. Bye.